Okay, this is my audience. 2. Okay. So how many of you would like to learn one way to improve your health?
I would.
Great. Well, one simple, easy, and fast way to improve your health is learning how to locate and calculate your heart rate. So having been certified in CPR and first aid and also learning how to do this in my anatomy class, this makes me the perfect person to talk with you all today. Learning how to locate and calculate your heart rate is extremely important because I know that we all like being the best versions of ourselves inside and out, so this improves our health and that improves ourselves as a person. So today I'm going to be specifically discussing with you how to locate your heart rate in 2 different ways, well, 2 different positions, and then how to calculate it and then why it's so important regarding your health and your well-being. So the first part is locating your heart rate, and you can do that in 2 different locations. The first is your radial pulse, which is on your wrist, and the second is on your carotid artery on your neck. Good. So to locate your radial pulse on your wrist, you want to use your middle finger and your index finger on your dominant hand, and then the inside of your non-dominant wrist, and then you'll put your fingers below your thumb on your wrist like this. And you just want to do it super gently and just press on your blood vessels. So that's how you do it for your wrist. For your carotid artery on your neck, use the same 2 fingers of your dominant hand and put them, so if you're right-handed, the right side of your neck, left-handed, the left side of your neck. So I'm right-handed, so I have my 2 fingers on the right side of my neck, a little right off center, and then up at the top. So if you can't find it on the first try, that's okay. You just want to move your fingers slightly until you can feel your pulse. But I'd also recommend going in a quiet place because if you're not focusing or you're distracted by loud noises, it can be really hard to find your pulses. So the next step is calculating your heart rate. There's 2 different kinds. Your resting, which is when you're not doing any physical activity, and then your training heart rate, which is when you've been doing exercise. So to calculate your resting heart rate, you want to just do either method that I just showed you and then count your number of heartbeats in a minute, and that's it. But for your training heartbeat, which is when you've exercised, you just use either method again and then count your number of heartbeats in 10 seconds and multiply it by 6 because then that's your beats per minute. So for children who are 10 and older, adults and seniors, your average resting heart rate is between 60 and 100 beats per minute. But if you're a well-trained athlete that may like run marathons or super athletic, then you want to shoot for 40 to 60 beats per minute when you're just resting. But on the other hand, when you're exercising, your maximum heart rate is 220 minus your age. But that's your maximum, so you don't want to go over that. But then your target heart rate zone is between 50 and 85% of that 220 minus your age. So, for example, I'm almost 20 years old, so that would make my maximum heart rate 200 beats per minute. But when I'm exercising, my target zone is between 100 and 170 beats per minute because that number is 50 to 85% of 200. Okay, so that's just one example, but here's a visual showing you different ages and different heart rates and maximum heart rates. So, lastly, it's important because if it's too high, that's your body telling you that you're pushing yourself too hard and that you need to kind of chill out on the workouts and lower your heart rate. But on the other side of that, if your heart rate's too low, that's your body telling you that it's able to sustain a little harder of a workout and that you're only doing like brisk and moderate workouts and you can push yourself a little harder. Knowing your heart rate is important because it can help you discover some things that are going on in your body that you might not have realized they're going on. So, for example, men and postmenopausal women are at a higher risk of heart attacks if they have a higher resting heart rate. So that's just one thing that can tell you something about your health. In conclusion, knowing your heart rate is extremely important because it can tell you a lot about your health, but it's also really simple, so everyone should do it. Today I discussed with you guys how to locate your heart rate, how to calculate it, and then why it's important to your health. So we all know that we could all stand to be a little bit healthier, and so that's great. So I know we can all agree that a healthier you is a happier you, and thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, here's my audience. Oh, my God.